Yo, can you guys hear us okay? Is anyone listening yet?
Hello?
Hello? Can you hear us? Somebody listen. Can you hear us?
Listen to me!
Do we sound okay?
Probably not.
Do we sound good, Lindsay Decker? Okay. All right. I'll commence with the intro.
Hooray!
Thanks, guys. We love you.
Is it going?
Stand by for contact.
The following program is for adults only. Parental guidance is suggested. In other words, we're gonna be fucking swearing and talking about fucked up shit. Get your goddamn kids away! Leave me alone!
Hey man, you wanna see a really good show on the radio, man? Yeah, man. What do you got? Ah, man, it's called Cult of Contempt. It's really a great show, man. These guys are freaking crazy, man. They're absolutely out of their mind. Okay, man, but we gotta get really stoned first, man. Yeah, it's okay, man. No problem. Okay, cool, man.
Live from space where no one can hear you scream, it's Cult of Contempt Podcast, starring Paul Mall, Phil Perry, and me, Jim Cook. Tonight we got a special guest with Anthony Bonillo in studio. He'll be talking Funch, he'll be talking Nerve Tonic, he will be talking Evil Annie and the Ants, and if I poke and prod him, he may even talk about the atomic disasters. All this plus our normal segments, Potpourri, This Week in Sex, a quick dip into the Mighty Inquisitor.
I am Inquisitor.
And of course, Asshole of the Week, coming up after this. And now, Cult of Contempt Podcast presents Out and About with Jim Cook. That's right, we sent Jim Cook to talk to people. Here's what happened. If you were a gay man and you had the choice to live with Ozzy Osbourne or Lemmy Kilmister, who would be your life partner?
What are you talking about?
I don't know, it's a hypothetical.
A hypothetical. Well, since Lemmy's dead, I'm gonna go with Lemmy.
What I want you to say is, this is Adrian, I am a freelance writer, and you're listening to Cult of Contempt Podcast.
My name is Adrian. My name is Adrian. And I like to write, travel, and see the... No, wait, that doesn't... My name is Adrian. And I love to travel. Adventure is my middle name. I also like to write about it. Oh wait, why don't you just listen to the Contempt guys? The something of something contempt.
Cult of Contempt.
Alright, do it again. But while I'm not writing or visiting weird and adventurous places, I'm listening to Cult of Contempt with your pals, Phil and Paul, and sometimes even Jim.
I'm on the cast now. I'm on the show.
No! Okay.
You just said sometimes Jim. Oh, that's fucked up.
My name is Adrian. Okay. And I love to see the world and write and read and see the world. Take 37. My name is Adrian, and I like to travel. While I'm not traveling, I like to write. And when I'm not writing, I like to listen to The Cult of Contempt with Paul, Phil, and Jim. Phil, behave!
Hello, fine Americans. This is Sean Rushmore here. I know the shutdown was tough on some of you government workers. That's why I'm here to help. No, I won't give you a handout, but I will bang your wife for $100. I'll throw in extra money if you sit in the corner and cry and jerk off. Yes, I know it seems a little weird, but that's how I roll. You need the money. Man, that guy really mats my hoople. Dusty here for my NJ Underground Minute. If you've ever been to the South Jersey or Asbury music scene, you've probably run into a good-looking Asian guy in a leather jacket named Freddie. That's Freddie Unreal. He was with the Turnbucklers for a long time, but now he's got a new band called The Fangers. Here, check it out.
Wicked party. Smoke, smoke, smoke. We just party. Stroke, stroke, stroke. Neighbors hate us. Neighbors, they fucking hate us.
Check them out on Bandcamp, and I'm sure they'll be playing a show real soon in the Asbury area. Also coming up on the concert calendar, North Jersey has Even Eden, the Atomic Disasters, and those rascally little kids, Rockstar Race Car, playing at the Clash Bar. February 8th, it's a Friday night. Show starts at like 9, but be there like 8:30. Well, that's all I got. I'll see you soon. Enjoy the show.
This is Alexa from the Clash Bar, and you're listening to the Cult of Contempt podcast. Come drink my Kool-Aid.
In some parts, he's known as Hot Tony Lady King, and others simply just Ant. Ladies and gentlemen, North Jersey local legend, Anthony Bonillo.
Looking firmly with an inquiry. It's time to name the asshole of the week soon. Called up contempt. Called up contempt. Called up contempt. Wednesdays at 8:15.
What's up, Internet?
Hello, everyone out there on internet.
Good evening, New Jersey and the Outer Rim.
Oh, with that stupid technical issue.
You're Outer Rim.
You're a technical issue, Gwen. Gwen, I saw that on the message board. Lindsay reprimanded you with a ha ha ha. OMG, this is great.
Are you calling people out on the interwebs there,
Yeah,
Paul?
I'm just gonna call them out. HT in the house. I see y'all motherfuckers writing in.
We look like a middle-aged boy band right now.
We are a middle-aged boy band.
So wait, am I the tough one or the cute one?
one of the suit jacket.
That would be Donnie?
Donnie. By the way, Flava Flav called. He wants his sunglasses back.
Oh, at least I have fucking style, you heathen.
Yeah, seriously, Sean Connery called. He wants his beard back.
Ooh, nice. I like that. Sean Connery.
Yeah, he said he's gonna beat you with a stick no wider than his thumb. That's hot. The kind he uses to beat his wife. It's okay to hit a woman as long as you use a stick that's no wider than your thumb, he said.
Go shit in the corner.
Is that a Scottish thing?
He told Barbara Walters that, and she was just like, oh.
You didn't think she liked it?
Did she get all wet?
Hey, oh, you're next, Barbara.
I'm
gonna give you a schmuck. You're gonna get a schmuck.
Yeah. A little moisture came out.
Hey, speaking of interviewers, did you guys hear about fucking Brokaw? Like, Brokaw basically said on television that Hispanic people need to assimilate better.
Ooh.
And then apologized for it by saying, I'm sorry they got upset for being so passionate, or something along those lines.
La Pasión.
That's not a real apology.
That's not a real apology. So it turns out that Brokaw was a fucking racist the whole time. The greatest generation
Of assholes.
You will be assimilated.
It's pretty much if you're a broadcaster, you're either rubbing up on the wrong gal or you're a racist these days. What's up with that?
I don't know. No, I always thought that Brokaw was even killed, but I guess he had Republican values.
Don't they read their shit off a fucking screen? Fuck them. What do they know?
Good point.
I was really disappointed in Brokaw. He was almost my asshole of the week, but my asshole of the week is so much worse. So much worse.
So much worse.
For those who don't live in New Jersey, it's a terrible weather day here. It's probably a terrible day, I think, all around generally.
I'm still thawing out.
Still thawing out. This guy's a fucking human icicle.
He had a full beard, and then he came in here, and the icicles froze it off his chin.
Piece broke off.
He came out and he was all like, moon pies, what a time to be alive.
Welcome to the cult of contempt, my friend.
Thanks.
For
First time caller, long time listener, whatever.
Classic.
For those who don't know, this is Anthony Bonillo. He has been a North Jersey scene fixture since the late 80s, right?
Not really a fixture, though.
But if anybody's been to, like, Connections or Images, you know, or the Clash Bar in the last 20 years, you know, you've been there holding your beer and nodding your head.
That's true.
For, like, 20 years.
I've tried. Possibly even longer, but...
Nice.
I don't know.
What's the name of your first band you were ever in?
Drano.
Nice.
As in, your mother douches with Drano.
Nice. That was the shortened version of
that. That was our first song.
Oh, really?
How old were you then?
Oh, wait a minute. No, that wasn't my first band. But hold on. I guess I was 17 maybe, and I was in a band called Subliminal Slaughter.
Subliminal Slaughter.
And then they threw me out. By
Why?
the time I was, I think. Well, I was a singer, so they found a better one.
What did you always sang, or you always play guitar? Or?
No, I never played guitar until I was maybe in my early 20s.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I never really, I bought a secondhand guitar off a guy that I worked with the night shift with. And it was one of those ones, I don't know if you remember, like going to Seaside Heights, and it'd be like you could win the guitar off the from spinning the wheel all summer.
Oh, yeah.
It was a Court reissue of nothing. It was just one of those $99 guitars that you could get.
Yeah, it's wood with tuners and strings and
it was a very straight neck. Like,
was it acoustic or electric?
It was an electric.
Oh, cool.
I still have it somewhere. It's like rusted shut. It's
Yeah.
like it was just a piece of and my playing really improved when I got a tuner. That was one thing that I was like, wow, how come I really don't sound good at all? And then when I got a tuner and plugged it in, because I have no ear, I still can't tune by ear.
Okay.
Really, I'm like always, I could kind of maybe, but my playing improved a lot more. And stayed exactly that way ever since.
That's cool that you started later, though. Like,
yeah. I kind of started later. I started out as like a screamer or whatever,
Yeah.
because I didn't know any better,
That's the way I started too. It was like fronting a band, and then getting frustrated kind of with like the people around me, and like I wanted to write my own songs, but like had no. Like, I had no basis of, like, okay, this is a C chord. So, like, I picked up guitar and sort of learned it, like, but I was, like, 18, 19 years old when I learned how to play guitar. I didn't know how to play guitar for years.
Yeah, you just kind of went.
Everybody around me was always, like, playing guitar in a band, and, like, they always needed a singer.
Yeah.
So I was just blessed. But now, I don't know. I like playing guitar. It's, like...
It's fun.
Yeah.
I like it better than singing.
Yeah.
I fucking hate playing the guitar. It's fucking torture. Every time I've tried, it hurts. Like, I hate it. It just doesn't gel with me. I think I'm gonna try keyboards.
You ever try the bass?
I play around. I could do that Tommy Gunn thing, sort of.
Yeah, you should play keyboards.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
You look like a keyboard player.
I totally want to get a Farfisa.
Oh yeah, you could totally do that.
And join Yoam's band and I don't know. They're probably not even doing that anymore.
I don't know. They changed their name every like 3 years. They started a different band with the same.
Yeah, well, once the garage rock thing ended, I guess they.
Garage? They ended.
It ended. Well,
It's
some Rolling Stone declared it dead, and because Rolling Stone knows everything and every trend.
Rolling Stone.
They have the pulse of everything that goes on.
Yeah,
corporate bullshit.
Put Beyonce back on the cover or whatever.
Hey man, she sells magazines.
Does she?
She's pretty hot.
Maybe she does. I don't know.
Beyonce?
I got a thing for Beyonce. I'm sorry.
Really?
She's amazing, I think.
Beyonce?
Yeah.
Well, I like that she has thick legs. She's not like a Barbie doll. She's got some meat on it.
She's
That's
a powerful woman. She's a feminist, but she's still feminine. I think she's an amazing singer. I don't necessarily listen to her music, but man, does that woman have poise and presence, in my opinion.
No, you got a good point there.
Mm-hmm.
So can you still play that song about Drano and someone's mom douching with it?
Maybe.
I want to hear this song.
It sounds like a love song.
I mean, not right this second, but
All right.
Sounds romantic.
During the commercial break?
maybe. We don't have a commercial.
Great.
No breaks.
Yeah.
That's why the intros are 100 years old now.
I'll be honest with you. I lied when I said I was a long-time listener, first-time caller. I think I listened to part of a show once.
Turned it off. Fell asleep.
I said, get out of here, you!
I was like, you damn kids. And
How did they get their voice in that computer?
Grandpa, listen to this. It's like a radio, but you can listen whenever you want.
Yeah. And you know what? Because I'm out like on the road, and I need to like check. Like I like to check news and stuff. It's boring. I used to get like a newspaper.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Oh, so you actually use it then? Like,
yeah, like
that's cool.
Yeah, I don't.
You're the last guy I would have expected to have a smartphone. I thought you had the Zach Morris phone, like the big one. With
Yeah. Oh, that'd be awesome. But no. I kind of like use it for like news and like texting a little bit.
How long ago did you do that? Like, did you adopt it? You had to be one of those guys that held out.
I held out for quite a while. And my flip phone broke. It wasn't working right. I was frustrated and I threw it.
They don't take that well.
No.
Neither do smartphones, though.
Yeah. But this was like it was dying. I was trying to hold on to it, and it kind of died. But yeah, I was kind of a little bit of a holdout for the phone. That CD players, I was one of the last people I knew to have a CD player. But I should have held out longer, and I would have been cool.
Alana's blowing up your spot. She says you had it for years.
What the smartphone?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely for years.
He's on his third, I think. Oh, she's breaking balls.
You toss the other two.
Second. No, the others died. What happens is they die because they're not like they don't work.
This never died. I finally just had to pull the plug and buy a new phone because
I think I had one just like that.
The 4S.
I'm not sure.
No more iPhone 4S for little old me.
Oh wait, that's an iPhone? No, I don't have an iPhone. No, I definitely had a smartphone for years, but I had the flip phone for quite a while.
Do you miss it though sometimes? The simplicity of it, or no?
I like buttons on text. I had a one of those ones that I had the smartphone that you could like
with the sliding keyboard,
and then you could have the actual keyboard. That was way nice. So I can't. The touch screen freezes.
Yeah. It's all based on heat. Yeah.
And even today, I'm like, I was texting and it wasn't working. Like I was like, oh, what building you at? Because like the last time we came around.
Yeah.
The other side, and I'm like,
you weren't waiting long, were you?
Yeah.
I thought I got right back to you. I tried to.
Oh no, you totally did.
Okay.
I feel like
I saw my phone light up, and I thought, "Fuck, how long has that been sitting there?" And
no, for like 2 seconds, literally. Okay. I kind of thought I was at the right building, but I thought it was building 1.
In outer space.
Yeah.
The thing about texting is that nobody knows how to talk to each other anymore. Because if you meet some of the people in the younger generation, they're all fucking socially awkward. Because all they do is text each other, and they don't know how to talk to someone in the face anymore.
Nobody talks anymore.
If you call somebody,
for Pete's sake,
right? Come on, you call somebody and they're like freak out, like, why are you calling me? You could have just texted. But sometimes like you just call somebody. Because you can just take care of that shit.
I want to hear your voice.
I do one of those too sometimes when it's a chick, for sure.
But there's still a need for human connection, because there's some weirdo girls at the Clash bar that like are buried in their phones in the corner. And
there's no weirdo girls at the Clash bar.
Yeah, they're probably bored. And they're like,
if we're playing, they're bored.
Yeah, then we're playing. Yeah. Oh, this fucking old man again.
That guy with the jacket and the glasses.
That guy with the Santa Claus beard that's incomplete. Yeah. What is this? A Civil War reenactment or a rock show?
One time I was delivering mail, and it was like maybe in October, and the little kid comes running out of the house, Santa Claus, Santa Claus, and I'm like, oh, it's one of his helpers.
Did you give him a present?
No, I was a little.
Gave him somebody else's Amazon box.
Oh, yeah, here you go.
Here you go.
You could have shattered that kid's dreams, and you didn't.
No, of course.
There's no Santa Claus. It's all bullshit.
I always thought you should be like panning for gold in the Old West or something.
Yeah! I found me a nugget.
Hey, Cletus, how many nuggets you pulled out of the mountain this week?
What are we just roasting this poor guy?
Oh, that's all right. We'll get back to Jim.
It's actually
I want to get back to
the shitstorm's coming this way sooner or later.
Yeah,
so.
probably. Don't worry. I'm sure you got plenty for me. I wanted to know. So that was your first band, and then you started playing guitar. When did you hook up with Funch? How did that whole thing happen?
Okay.
Because that was your first big band, I guess, right? Or what?
Oh yeah, we were huge.
I mean,
a combined weight,
local scene.
a combined weight of maybe like 600 pounds. No, actually, it was way more than that. I'm very bad with math. There was 5 of us, so 600 pounds would be like we're all 120 something pounds each.
I got you.
No, I'm just kidding.
So the story as I know it is, like, you guys used to hang out in somebody's basement. They called it the Kicker Club.
James, my neighbor, the down the street neighbor.
I didn't meet them until 2000.
Oh, right, yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, connections with them, and
okay.
You know, and then.
And who were you playing with at the time?
I was in the Adam
Heat,
right? Danny Gale and Lee and Ali and Brian Wexler.
Cool.
And
so you guys were just hanging out together, and you were like, "Let's make a band so we can get drugs." How did that work out?
A guy that we knew that played drums, and he has like, I haven't played since high school, and I guess he would be like 23 at the time. And James, who was my down the street neighbor, and he was like, "Yeah, I haven't played for years." And I was like, "Oh, well, let's start maybe playing. You know, we're bored," and we started messing around, and we were kind of kidding around. I think it was there was Olympics in Barcelona, Spain, and we were like, wouldn't it be funny if we wrote the song, you know, like a spoof Barcelona, but to the tune of My Sharona?
Nice.
It was like a stupid joke, but you know, but it was like, oh, and then I kind of like, oh, let's actually maybe play, and then we started messing around and playing and stuff.
And the first incarnation was Tasty Fish, from what I was told.
Yeah, we're trying to make up a name and Tasty Fish.
All right, so there was a lot of controversy over that because we did ant trivia for your birthday. Was it based on the UHF joke where the Japanese guy is like, "Oh, a red snapper, tasty fish," or was it more?
You know,
was it a pussy reference?
Yeah, was it a vagina reference?
Yes and no. A guy that was hanging around with us who played keyboards. What's funny is that he had one of those keyboards where you could hit the demo button and it played like a song, but I didn't know that, you know, that witchcraft type, you know. So he's playing, and I'm like, wow, this guy's really good, because he was pretending that he was playing. I was like,
who was that
guy? His name was Randy. But you know, he never.
I was thinking Randy of the Redwoods.
Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Snap into a Slim Jim.
It was
give me the power cord. I'll give you a power bomb.
So he said tasty fish, and it was kind of funny because it kind of did have that, you know,
vaginal reference
kind of to
it. All right, so their singer
bit.
at the time was a guy I played with, and he had what you call a bippy, which is a half shirt. I've seen the video. He had like jean shorts, sneakers, socks pulled all the way up, and a half shirt, and a baseball cap on backwards. And they did this like aggressive Faith No More sound. The tape I saw, it sounded like Faith No More. This is years ago now.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
but because that was Jim Wiz,
some
and
of
I was
those.
in Turn 4. And, Paul took my glasses.
Nice.
I'm from the future, bitches. I'm in fucking space, y'all.
I'd have to say, Paul, you're pulling off the glasses way better than Jim.
Thanks, motherfucker. These glasses are Gucci.
Yeah, they're totally Gucci.
But they kind of make you an
They
asshole.
totally say Skags, which is probably a dental company.
No, these are Gucci. These Gucci is fuck.
Those are official Boz Skaggs sunglasses.
Yeah, Boz Skaggs.
Worn by Boz Skaggs when he played with Steve Miller and then became irrelevant.
They're magical.
To the mic.
They are magical because anyone that wears them turns into an asshole.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm just doing.
Don't talk into that.
Yeah,
Don't talk into the
check
mic's
on
not
it.
there.
What?
The levels are set up for you to be a certain point, so when you get real close to it, it's like.
Those are like 80s glasses where like the guy who was the asshole in the 80s movie wore those glasses.
And saw all the bullshit.
No, that's the other one.
They live.
No, those were in gold.
They should have been.
They should have been actually. You're right about that. I'll give you
These are
that.
actually more like the glasses that that dude wore in True Romance. Who
Christian Slater
yeah, who
or
saw
Elvis?
Yeah, well, I
Val
guess both of
Kilmer
them.
as
Val
Elvis.
Kilmer, yeah.
Did they even
That
show
was
his
awesome.
face?
They
only
only
show
corner of it. Like he's sitting on the bathroom counter at one point. I think you see a little bit of his face.
I always loved you.
What was his name? Travis Vincent.
Clarence.
Clarence,
Always
yeah.
loved you, Clarence.
Clarence
I gotta
World.
revisit that movie. I haven't seen that movie in
wait,
years.
he
I
was
wonder if it
wearing
still holds up.
He was wearing the Elvis glasses with like the holes in the side. Was that the movie?
Well, these are cheap imitations of
They're
Seth.
not.
You know, I bring the glasses every week, and then I try to read things while I'm doing this, and it's so dark in here I can't see
You
shit.
have to put on your
so-
reading glasses.
And he doesn't know how to read anyway. He's just pretending. He has drawings next to him. What's that? A penis?
I like that Jim brings like his own cooler. He's like craft services.
Yeah, he's got Shasta.
He's
We
like
talk about Shasta.
He's like the soccer
Best of
mom
Dollar Tree
podcasting.
You know, I actually did bring orange slices here once as a joke, and it went over like a lead fucking balloon.
As a joke.
Anyway, so this sign means we're gonna ask Ant about women.
Uh-oh.
About the women's.
So no,
yeah.
so okay, so you're an evil Annie and the Ants, and you're in a band with your wife, and this is an experience that I also enjoy being in a band with my wife. How does that go?
How's it?
How's
how's it
great, but yeah.
How's it like to get yelled at by your bandmate who's also your wife?
You know what?
Oh,
Believe it or not, she really doesn't yell at me.
good.
Somehow.
And she yells at you to tell you the cat's okay. Anthony!
Well, yeah. I'm not yelling.
The baby's spitting up! Or like,
I'm not yelling. I'm Italian.
She's
No,
from New Jersey, right?
Yeah, she's from Jersey. No, I'd have to
no one
say
really
you
knows
would
for sure where Alana's from.
Where? She's from North Bergen.
Oh, okay.
No one's sure where she's from.
Parts unknown.
I always thought she wanted that to be like part of her mystique, that nobody knows where she's
No,
from.
you just don't remember when she told you.
Oh, alright, that's probably true. I can't see any comments. I guess everybody turned off.
She's a pod person.
Alright, I'm giving this up. This is distracting me. Okay, so
Hashtag ADD.
yeah, hashtag ADD.
I got it too.
Yeah.
So that's good. Were you bummed that the show got canceled?
Yeah, but you know.
Hudson County.
So you guys in Funch started touring, and then what happened?
We started touring. No,
started
no,
touring?
never did anything like that.
No, you just did
No,
local?
we were just basically guys with day jobs that wanted a hobby. You know,
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, yeah, we never actually did even a good road trip with that band. Really, you know.
Just a Jersey phenomenon.
Jersey Legends.
On a good night, if they had a good opener, for example, the Atom Beat, we've filled connections. We probably had 50, 60 people at the Big Bad Rock show. Which is not easy to do.
No, that yeah. Everybody, I guess everyone.
Random help too, bring in a few people. They've run in
yeah.
Look at you smoothing it over with the big show coming up. Oh yeah, we'll just.
That's right.
We'll just extend the olive branch
I mean,
now.
at the time, 6 to 8 was called Random, and it was us, My Pocket Zoo, Funch, and you know.
I was gonna bring an olive branch to that show.
An olive branch to the Even Eden show. I didn't hit him with it.
No.
So isn't this the first show where you guys are gonna see Mr. Pusher or something like that?
Like,
No,
we're gonna run into him sooner or later.
Right.
So
we're gonna smooth it over.
So
right?
we'll just push him with kindness.
Yeah, I'm gonna say hello. He'll probably ignore me, and that'll be the gist of it. And then if he does ignore me, then I'll be like, "Okay, everybody, here's how you behave at the Clash Bar. 2, 3, 4."
Nice.
And then just go into the song and forget everything. But like,
Nice.
I don't know. The girl in that band who kind of looks like Dominique, I call her Fake Dominique because I forget her real name.
Nice.
She friended me on Facebook. She seems cool, and they have a new bass player who is. His name is Zach, and he is cousins with a very good friend of mine, Dennis Daly.
Oh.
Who you may know as the guy with the handlebar mustache that shows up to Ant's house sometimes. And so Zach's cousins,
Super
cool
awesome guy.
people. So
for sure.
you know, I am full support for Even Eden, just based on Zach
absolutely.
alone, because Zach's good people.
Cool.
So you know, he's a hippy dippy weirdo that doesn't eat meat. So I have a degree of mistrust for those who don't consume meat. But
You know how much meat I ate this weekend?
where'd you go, to the bathhouse?
No, not this time. I was here.
That was a great line. That's the line of the night right there.
Yeah, that was balling.
That was fantastic.
I ate like 2 or 3 pounds of salmon, and then I ate, I think, a good 2 pounds of lamb the day after.
Nice.
What the hell are you, a wolf?
I wish.
Try a vegetable once in a while.
No,
Jesus.
Lamb is
I got disappointed because I saw Jim brought this. Let me see that. I want to show it to him.
It's
If you look at it from far away,
There's
it looks like vegetables, and I was like disgusted. I'm like, oh, what did he bring? Fucking string beans in his fucking thing? But no, it's chocolate, so it's cool.
It's probiotic chocolate.
Is it?
Yeah, it's got live active cultures that can, help your digestion.
I'm an uncultured swine. So Funch,
Oh yeah, back to Funch.
Oh.
or we can move up in the chronology.
Yeah. All right.
Well, you should at least sum up with, me personally as a fan and a friend.
Well, yeah.
I thought the Juggernaut record and the Gasping for Air record was your sweet spot.
Well,
Gotcha.
yeah.
That was like the hype.
I guess what that was is I guess you're recognizing that it took we really weren't a bunch of guys that were on the same musical page. We were just kind of like like more like beer drinking buddies and friends and stuff, that would hang out, and we would have and everybody would just be kind of pushing stuff together. And I guess it took a little while for it to kind of like to find its own,
Sure, if you talk to any particular member in the group, everybody had a different influence. Like,
a different influence and a
the lead
different
guitar player was big into Kansas, and then and then
Kansas
James
and
was
King-
into
Kansas
Slayer
and King
and nothing
Diamond?
else.
Kansas and King Diamond. No,
Oh yeah, you got to see Jim's rock and roll room. He's got a picture of Justin Bieber with King Diamond makeup drawn on.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
cool.
That's hilarious.
Jim was big into anything that had a face on it. He would draw King Diamond on it.
That's great.
So like, Kennedy. What's his name? Chuck E.
Metal
Cheese.
as fuck.
Chucky
Tom.
doll guy.
Did he do it on the autographed Hills Have Eyes poster that's behind you?
You know what? He might have. There was a couple things that I seen him like draw that on. That was like, ooh, wow, that's like a valuable thing. He just drew that on.
Yeah, so like he buys this house in Ringwood, and like I guess it was like a kid's playroom that he turned into his office. He put all this like metal and horror shit in it, but it had like bears, like. Sort
They
of
never
on
took down
wall.
the old wallpaper.
They didn't take down the wallpaper bears. They just painted satanic faces on it.
Yeah, like King Diamond faces. Yeah.
And we'll post it. I'll post it on the show. But because I'm going there for Super Bowl this weekend. So.
We gotta say the big game.
Oh,
I don't
sorry.
want to get sued by the NFL.
Wait, we can get sued?
Shit.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
Oh, you're just being cautious.
We're not making any money.
No, we lose money every week.
I'm working on it. There's only so many dicks I can suck.
That's a great part of the Fire. You know about the Fire Fest documentary? You know what the Fire Fest was?
No.
These guys got these Instagram influencers to basically make people convinced that there was going to be this festival. And their intention was to put on this festival. And it was supposed to be on Pablo Escobar's private island. And everybody was gonna live like in these little tents, and there was gonna be bands playing and this and that. And this thing just fucking bombed. Like, the people that did end up going got fucked really bad.
They thought they were going to be in like little houses,
And
but they ended up being in tents.
FEMA tents.
Yeah,
They were the tents left over from FEMA after the hurricane.
And they paid a lot of money for this shit.
They paid, like, a shitload of money, and...
There's celebrity models involved, I think.
Yeah.
Is that the same thing I'm thinking of?
Yep, yeah,
Right,
and it's
yeah.
like the YouTube, that's exactly it. Like, these YouTube, or not YouTube, Instagram influencers, like, just posted all these, like, luxurious photos.
Like it was happening, like it was really happening.
Yeah, it was a shit show.
So I guess that thing of like, fake it until you make it, they thought it was all going to fall
They
into
thought
place.
it was all gonna fall into
but
place.
it never did.
And, like, it's great, too. The one on Netflix has, like, Ja Rule, is, like, one of the central characters of this. And he was, like, in with this business guy who's, like, from New Jersey, putting this whole thing together. And it just couldn't have been worse. Like, bands started backing out.
Right.
They served cheese sandwiches. It was supposed to be like all this food. The caterer didn't do it because they didn't pay them. They were getting money for like shit. Like, oh yeah, you can get on, you could ride a yacht or whatever.
Right.
And collecting money for shit that they had no possible way to deliver on.
Right.
And it just snowballed till like they had spent like $100,000 of the pre-sale money on doing all this crap, and then needed like another like 35 grand to do this, and they couldn't pay any of the acts. Like, it's all contingent upon everything falling exactly into place, and nothing did. It's great. There's 2 documentaries. I didn't see the one on Hulu Plus, but the one on Netflix is awesome.
Wow.
Worth
It's
checking
called
out.
Fire Festival.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
F-Y-R-E.
Yeah, it's spelled weird.
They spell it like assholes.
Who was the biggest act that was supposed to be on it?
Blink-182
Wow.
was supposed to be. It's the new Blink-182.
Is that with or without Travis? That's without Travis, right?
No, without Tom.
I'm so tired of Blink-182.
I thought Travis
I
left.
could throw up.
No, he came back.
Okay.
But Tom left because he's like talking to aliens or something now. The guy from Blink-182 is like, he was on Joe Rogan's podcast, and it was like, holy shit, this guy has flown the coop. He's like, yeah, the government and I are like, we have this organization where we're talking to aliens, and I really think, look, if the government's talking to aliens, they're not doing it with the fucking asshole from
Right?
Blink-182.
See, it ain't so.
Oh, God.
That fucking jerk off.
Right? I hope that fucking dancing buddy stops all over his face.
I was never really a big Blink-182 guy.
No, me
That
neither.
first song from that record that, it's alright. I thought that was an okay song. It was on K-Rock all the time. It grew on me. But then, like, the album where they were big, where they were making fun of the boy bands and the Say It Ain't So, and I guess it was called Enema of the State, and it had that porn star on the cover and
yeah.
a rubber glove.
Yeah.
I don't know. Didn't she have a dick?
Could.
I think that woman had a dick.
I hope so.
Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. I always thought they were watered down Green Day, and everybody thought
You're like a huge music guy. Like, you have like the greatest music collection I've ever seen. It's the most eclectic thing ever. You go
a little bit.
You go.
I don't have any Blink 182.
No, I know that.
Though.
But you have like shit.
he
Like
has so many fucking holes in his
Billy
collection.
Childish.
Yeah.
And like fucking just shit that like I never hear anywhere. And I hang out with you, and you're playing like all the shit that I listen to in my car. I just think it's the greatest thing. They were like music twins.
Well, thank you.
I just
Later they'll be fuck twins.
What's an album you can
Yeah,
listen
fuck
to
twins.
all the way through without turning it off?
Like
You don't have to skip any songs. Go up and pick up the needle and drop it on the next spot.
That's a good question. You know, it's funny. I in the last many years, I've just kind of listened to like compilations of like old songs and stuff like that. Really like albums.
Come on, there's a metal album that you love. I know
Oh
you're a
yeah,
huge metal guy.
really. Any Black Sabbath record.
Yes.
Definitely any of the first 4 records.
You're not a big Eternal Idol Tony Martin.
You know what? I think I seen that tour. No. I seen him with the one before that. It was they had this guy, and I think
You saw the crazy like different incarnation Sabbath of like Iommi and like Glenn Hughes or who the hell was it? It wasn't him.
It was
Tony Martin.
Ray Gillen.
Ray Gillen. Okay, yeah, from Deep Purple, right?
And I think I think he had fallen off the stage like a day before, and he was suffering. Well, the press release was that he was kind of like suffering like a slight head injury. I don't know if I'm remembering this correctly, but he didn't sound right at all. And I guess
Do you remember if they played like Sabbath shit that you knew, or it was all like newer shit?
Oh no, they played a lot. They played the old songs. They like I think that's what people want to hear. But yeah, if I remember right, I don't know. I
Cross
kind of
Purposes,
stopped.
I think is the album with him. Or Eternal Idol, I forget which one it is.
It's probably Seventh Star.
Seventh Star?
Or
Okay.
something like that, I think.
All right.
I don't know.
No, I thought that was Glenn Hughes. I don't know. I have Glenn Hughes doing that album on my computer. I don't know.
I
lose track of Sabbath after Dio, kind of.
Right. Well,
Dio was pretty good. But
You're
it's a
really
different thing.
selling yourself short by not listening to the Born Again record
Oh, Born Again. Yeah, I have that.
with Ian Gillan.
Yeah. That's the one he's on. Okay, I was trying to figure out which one.
Yeah, Ian Gillan. That's a fun record, man. I mean, it's got like every other song's got that, like those weird intro, like those weird sound effects things for filler, I think.
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking back at it, I'm like, yeah, this was completely filler. But and one of the last, I guess near Funch's end of Funch's career, we were trying to redo that record. Born Again.
Yeah.
With us doing the songs, like doing our own versions of those songs. And one of them we ended up keeping. We ended up doing Trashed, and we took one of the other songs. I think it was, oh God, I can't remember which one it was. But we ended up writing new lyrics for it and made like a new song. Yeah, because we kind of like, we were not, pretending to be an original band. We would always take things from, people that we liked, bands that we liked, and kind of take this, take the riff and use it,
Yeah.
and kind of make our own song out of it, kind of,
like that.
frequently.
Take a riff, take a line, out of sight, out of mind.
There you go.
I just quoted Anthrax.
Oh.
What's the best concert you've ever seen? You probably saw a shitload of concerts.
Not really. I stopped going like to arena type concerts like in the 80s, I guess, and I really enjoyed.
All right, you're a liar. I'm calling bullshit because I know you saw Britney Spears and Madonna.
I did not see Britney Spears, but I have been to 2 to 3 Madonna concerts. Like I said, go to like Rita shows on a regular basis. I'm not going to ever say that I have been to a Rita show in a long time. You're
just keeping you honest.
Of course. Well, I think I guess you were clarifying. Yeah, I've been to 2 to 3 Madonna shows, and I have to say she does a good show.
She changes her costumes and shit.
Right.
It's kind of it holds your interest. I'm not really into Madonna's music, but it's a good show.
Yeah.
I'd have to say. It's a good.
I hear she gives a blowjob for the whole show, so
Nice.
she's so much edgier than we are.
Actually,
She gives a blowjob for the whole show, or
I
the whole
kinda-
audience.
How does she sing with a penis in her mouth, Jim?
I kind of like really respect her sexuality actually, and she was kind of one of the women like when I was growing up, like in the 80s and stuff like that. Wow, she was like sexy without being kind of whorish. She kind of owned her sexuality. I thought it was really beautiful.
The
in a way.
Justify My Love video is very whorish.
I don't know. I always saw her as kind of like being like an artist, but at the same time sexy without kind of crossing that line. At least that was the way I always felt about her. And I feel like Lady Gaga kind of does that a little bit as well.
Lady Gaga's a hooah with a stankin' pussy.
She's got a butter face, but I kind of find that hot.
We got to get over this whole, Madonna and horror complex we have in the West. It's like, women have sexuality too. We have to accept it. But
no, they should be wearing these fucking ninja suits where you can only see their eyes. When I see ankles,
like Amish.
Yeah, my dick just starts knocking stuff off the camera on it. Don't show me a shoulder, I'm gonna come.
Where I respect Madonna is like they could have chewed her up and spit her out. Like literally and figuratively, but she like ran her own business, started her own label.
For sure.
In charge. I have not respect for her, but some of the stuff was a little trashy.
I felt like a lot of women found her kind of freeing, or kind of gave them license to accept their own sexuality, and I thought that was really beautiful for a whole generation of women. And so I thought that was awesome.
It made it easier for you to get laid.
Don't be looking into my motivations here, Paul. I actually care about women.
Yeah, that was baller. You called them out. That was great.
I didn't say I didn't have a horse in the game. I'm just saying it was a good thing.
I got some whores in the game.
Nice.
But like, I would never put a red letter of A on her and then call her a whore publicly.
Right.
Well,
you kind of
don't do that anymore. We should do that to bad drivers. I'm sure everybody's got a horrible driving story today.
Oh yeah.
Mine is going 5 miles an hour towards an intersection because I know some asshole's going to try and cut across to get onto Route 3.
Yeah.
And boy, does she. She speeds up, goes around the car that she's behind to make the left, and then there's nowhere to go, so she's just in the middle of the intersection, so I just roll up and stop. And I'm just looking at her, staring her down, and then she's just like, oh, all flustered, and then I just laid on the horn. This goes like, for like a minute, till she moved. Because she was being an asshole. She almost rear-ended the guy that she like sped up like to cut me off, and that guy stopped. And she almost hit him. Like, it was fucking nuts.
That's ridiculous.
To get onto 3, which is a parking lot.
Yeah, it sucks. It's stupid.
Like, people are nuts when it snows. They go crazy.
Yeah. People are nuts anyway, and they go twice as nuts when it's snowing. My asshole of the week was going to be the guy who had the left blinker in the middle lane, and I was in the right lane on 280, and I'm going to get on the parkway. He has left the blinker on for half a mile. All of a sudden, he cuts me off and slows down.
Oh, that was me.
Yeah, I'll kill you! You asshole!
And then I tried to use my blinker again, and it didn't work.
Are you gonna like roll down the window? So apparently,
oh yeah, you can still do that.
So you're like signaling with your arm, like a crossing guard,
not
and shit
in this
like
weather, not in this weather.
But if you think about it, like,
frostbite.
we're really fucking lucky because we live in the most densely populated, stupid ass area of the world.
Okay.
Like, I mean, you go anywhere else in the world, like here, it's like, okay, I live in Clifton. It is literally probably 12 minutes to the city. You think I can make it to the city in 12 minutes?
Hell no.
Never.
Well,
but
at
as
5
the
o'clock in the
crow
morning.
flies,
You got a
I could
helicopter.
probably make it to the city in 12 minutes. It's just like, but if you're in the Midwest and something is 12 minutes away, you could be there in 12 minutes. You know?
That's just the end of the farm.
Yeah, probably.
If something's 12 minutes away, you're going to drive.
I want to move to the
2 miles down
Pacific
road.
Northwest and be done with this shenanigans of Route 3, 21.
I'll tell you,
There's a measles outbreak.
the traffic is worse in Seattle than it is here, and the reason is they
I won't have a car. I'll have a jetpack by then.
Yeah, right.
Going
to work.
I have one sometimes when I have to fix the hull of the ship in space here. I fixed gravity though. Now we got that, so shit's not floating around anymore. Because we're live from space, where no one can hear you come. Scream! Scream! No one can hear you scream. You're a movie guy too, right? Like you like the old school shit.
Yeah.
It's like a good old school horror movie that we should check out that we haven't probably seen.
Oh, jeez.
Whenever you ask Ann a question, it's like when you catch a squirrel trying to do something,
All right.
he like stops, he's like,
Well, let me think about it.
and then he scurries a little,
All right, tell him that story.
scurries a little more.
Of that horror movie about the nun with the cross and you freaked out that girl.
Yeah. I think I freaked her out because I was saying, relax, you're just experimenting. I was saying that.
What was the movie? There was like like nuns raping people with crosses.
No.
right?
I think it was a convent. It was a nut. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me, so don't ask.
Okay,
but I think what the premise of the movie was.
Wait, what are we doing?
Just changing your look up.
So I think the convent was taken over by an evil spirit, and the nuns were getting like frisky. And I think at one point, one of them used a crucifix in her area.
Gotcha.
Ray me with a crucifix
in my area.
So when did you get in the band with this asshole?
We don't even know what year it was.
How many years ago was it?
209, maybe 210. Yeah, this album is a long time coming. How is the album coming, Paul?
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, the reason I brought him in here was to,
Way to pressure the guy while
You
he's
needed
on
a heavy. When's it gonna be ready?
Not for your show.
Oh, no.
That's not going to be your CD release, I don't think.
No,
we
that's
never
not gonna be our
thought
CD
it was.
release. I was kind of pitching it as that. No, just kidding.
No, I think probably this week.
Really?
Sweet.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
I'm OCD, so I'll tinker with shit forever. But eventually, when it's like, yo, where the fuck's our shit? I'm just like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, don't rush it. There's a lot of heavy stuff in there.
Well, I was getting the orchestra, and the Phil Spector thing's going up really good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I had to use a gun to get them to do what I wanted, but it's okay. No one's gonna press charges.
That's how Phil Spector did it.
Yeah, it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Phil Spector is the biggest dick in rock and roll history.
I've heard that.
I heard he had the biggest dick in rock and roll history.
Really?
Dude.
Phil Spector?
Phil Spector, you look at pictures of him, it's like hitting his knee.
Alright, do you think he like made, Darlene Love suck his dick like you want this contract? You think it was like
No, Johnny Ramone did.
what? What?
It's the truth. Paul said it.
The honeymoon period's over. You're gonna be busting my balls on a regular basis. Isn't it? I knew it was gonna end sooner or later.
Yeah. Thought it was gonna be all nice.
Yeah. Because I used to be like, Anthony, Paul's nice to me. He respects my artistic integrity.
I bought him.
Where are you?
Yeah, I brought him orange slices and he appreciated it.
Yeah, he totally did.
And he slapped him off the table and said, never bring this in my house again.
All right, let's not exaggerate. That's how it happened. He said, no thank you, and I brought them home and used them in my
Oh,
smoothie.
you know what? We should go to Inquisitor. I think it's a good time.
All right, Inquisitor, hold on.
Inquisitor got pretty racist, I think.
Oh,
now,
Christ,
There's
really?
been some replacement.
Look, what is he wearing?
He's got headgear.
Why would he have that?
I am Inquisitor and I grab pussies.
Yeah, why would he do that? Why would he have that hat on?
All right. So, and
I think it's just a joke.
I think you should take his brain out if he has that hat on.
Well, we gotta plug him in. Oh, good. Actually, that was a lot cleverer than I realized. I'm so used to ignoring your bullshit, Phil, that I should pay attention.
You should try listening and more.
I know.
Find a good Inquisitor question.
Jim.
Oh,
Yeah,
gotta put
Jim.
the batteries in.
I gotta put the batteries in.
Yeah, the eyes have to light up, people.
There you go.
Nice.
The eyes have to light up, people.
All right.
Nice.
Otherwise, it's
Now, the last time I checked, all the questions I put in are gone. All right.
Because apparently they were unentertaining.
That is such bullshit.
And these are more entertaining.
All right, here
so
we
just
go.
read them.
Would you tell your significant other if you had a sex dream about a mutual friend?
Ta-da-da.
I would say absolutely. Because
so you could lure that person.
maybe. But no, 100% honesty. 100% honesty, and plus,
So basically,
you
he
never
would
know.
say he had a sexual dream about everybody he ran into. Hey, how's it? Heard of this girl? Hey, this is good. Anyway, so you would tell.
Yeah, I think, I don't think I would be with someone that was so jealous that you can't have a dream about someone. Like, I also don't think, like, I would ever be with someone where you can't say, I think this person's attractive. Or they can say, I think this person's attractive. Like, if you have that level of jealousy, I feel like that's just, like, showing a high level of insecurity, which is something you don't want in your relationship anyway. So you both should be comfortable with your relationship, and I think like being honest about those sort of things is part of that. That's my 2 cents.
I have always been upfront about that stuff, and Allie hasn't left me yet, so that's good.
That's what I mean.
Sometimes it's weird and embarrassing, and sometimes I wake up laughing, like, why the fuck did I have a dream about that person?
Wait, tell me a weird and embarrassing one.
No, I'm saving that for the book.
Dudes. Who's the dude?
Oh, come on.
Oh, that's hack.
How could it be so weird and embarrassing?
Wait, no. What? That it's a dude? That it's weird?
No, I don't care if it's a dude or not. I'm saying, what would make it weird and embarrassing? Like, I don't understand. What's so weird and embarrassing about a sex dream? Like, you really can't control your dreams. Like, was it like your 5th grade teacher or something? Like, what's
My 5th grade teacher had an Adam's apple, and I had dreams about fucking her.
Watch the apple jump up and down.
I think it's cool to tell your partner.
I drew a whole comic book about her. Me and my friends drew it, and my mom found it. And I remember coming home from school one day, and she smacked it on the table. Like, what is this?
Arts and crafts.
It's like the most embarrassing thing. It's like, oh no, me and my friend Chris just made it. It was a joke. Can I have it back now? So my mom found the comic, dude. We're in trouble. It was her, like an AK-47, shooting bullets into the air, and her boyfriend was stealing a car. It was the greatest comic book of all time.
Wow.
In a camouflage dress.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, real classic shit. What about you? Would you tell your significant other if you had a sex dream about me?
She's listening.
About you? Sure.
About you?
That's what he said. It's like a dream about, he said.
Yeah.
That's what I thought he said.
No, I thought he meant in general if you had a sex dream about like a friend or something.
Oh, yeah.
really,
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
I would like to be the one to wear that part off your chin.
Hey now. It is sort of a
He's
landing
got
strip.
pomade in his bathroom. He'll just grease it up for you.
You can really guide it in with that blank space, you know?
Take it easy, Phil.
That's what she said.
Yeah, you're within hitting distance.
I'm a masochist.
But to answer your question, like, it's embarrassing if you don't want to, affect the relationship of the person, like, or make them think like, hey, I'm angling to get you into the sack, or have some weird three-way. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want to make things weird with people, so I keep that shit to myself. But I tell my partner,
I always open with that.
What, like, hey, I had a dirty sex dream about you. Like,
Yeah, I would tell people.
What if it was somebody who had a boyfriend? Would you go up to them in front of their boyfriend?
I would tell their
and be like,
boyfriend in front of them, I had a dirty sex dream about you. And then I would look at the girl and be like, you weren't even, you're like invisible to me. Just nag her right into bed.
Nice.
What kind of show is this?
This is a mixed entertainment show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So that was the question?
I call it
That
community
was the
commentary.
question. We could do another one.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, we can do as many as we want.
Yeah, all right, let's
I
do
guess,
it.
yeah, anything goes.
Oh, we kind of already did this on the show, but what is your guilty pleasure movie that you're completely
Oh, we did do that.
embarrassed about?
Oh, no, I didn't say mine that I was completely embarrassed about.
Oh, okay.
Suburban Commando is not embarrassing.
You sure about that? I saw the trailer.
When the girl says take a seat, Hulk Hogan literally picks up a fucking bench. That's not embarrassing. That's awesome.
All right, I'm going to take the hit, and I am going to get hit so hard. I actually liked Secrets of the Yaya Sisters.
The Yaya Sisters. The whole sentence, I like the divine secrets of the Yaya Sisters. Say it. Say it.
I like the divine secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood.
Sandra Bullock is a quality actress. Maggie Smith was in it. It was an interesting, compelling story. Took place in the South in I guess that was the late 50s, early 60s. So it was a bit of a period piece.
Oh yeah, isn't Brendan Fraser in that? Oh no, I'm thinking of Now and Then.
Encino Man.
Encino Man, that's your
Nice.
movie?
Oh, no. He was in Encino Man.
Oh
wasn't
yes, he was. We's the Jews.
Nice.
We easel. No, we sing the Jews. I love that movie.
What happened to him?
Brendan Fraser, divorce and children, and he used to make like $9 million a movie or something. Like he was a highly bankable star.
That's not really a lot of money.
It was huge.
But that's what they set his child support at. Like, oh yeah, you make this much money, like you could pay this forever, and then his kind of star fell.
Really? That's how they do that?
Yeah, they did that to Dave Foley too from what show was he on? He was
Talk Radio. News Radio.
News Radio.
Really?
He got fucked
I
real
like
bad.
that show.
Yeah, it was good.
That was funny.
That dude was like homeless.
Really?
Like
Dave Foley was homeless?
Dude, he was like fucked because of child support and like his ex-wife, like because he was at the time he got divorced, he was on fucking News Radio making a lot of money an episode, so they just assume, I guess that's gonna last forever.
Last thing I saw him in was Marin. So yeah, he hit the celebrity rock bottom. If you're on Marin, right?
He was never really a celebrity.
Oh, I like
Dave Foley. He had a bit of a cult following.
He's a fucking funny ass guy, but I never saw him as like a dude that's like famous or bankable. Like he's a great character actor.
Yeah.
Same thing with like Tim Allen. I mean, Tim Allen's movies, aside from the Santa Claus movies, like, he tries to do a serious movie. No one gives a fuck.
Did he do a serious movie?
He's done a couple. Who is Cletus Tout is one. It's like a mystery. I've watched the whole Tim Allen filmography.
It's very hard for a comedian to do a serious movie. Like Razor's Edge flopped for Bill Murray in the 80s. Nobody took it seriously. It's supposed to be a really great story, according to this recent documentary I saw about Bill Murray. But
that's a great documentary.
Oh my god, that's gonna be you in 20 years. You're just gonna like show up to people's houses and do their dishes.
I really hope so. What do you think? What's your guilty pleasure movie?
Yeah, it's a good question. Well, number one, I really don't believe in guilty pleasures. You know, if you enjoy it, it's a pleasure.
And you're not guilty.
But you're not guilty of it.
Dave Grohl says the same thing.
You know what I seen the other day, and I kind of thought it was funny. Speaking of Sandra Bullock, where she's the FBI agent at the fashion show.
The beauty pageant.
Yeah.
Congeniality.
Yeah,
Congeniality.
There was a sequel to that.
Yeah, I can't imagine that that's good.
Too.
Yeah, really?
That had
Is that
Shatner
what-
in it, right? Shatner's in the sequel.
I don't know.
Maybe that. Shatner was in
I
this
think I'm a
one.
big Sandra
Shatner was in the
Bullock
one I
fan,
saw.
I didn't realize
I kind of liked it. I don't know if it's like my favorite movie. No, I wouldn't say it's my favorite movie, but I did enjoy it, and would
watch it again.
You know what? No, probably not.
No.
But you know what you find yourself when you're flipping the dials?
No, you got
Dials?
Yeah, I know. I call them dials.
Old man, take a look at my eyes. I'm a lot like you.
You know what? I call it dials, but I guess it's really that up button or down button. You know?
Yeah. It used to be a dial.
And click, 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 click. Yeah.
Yep.
And then remember when it was wired to the TV to remote?
Yep.
For like a hot minute, there was like.
Well, yeah.
Oh wait, did you ever do the thing where you can mess with your cable box and get like the dirty channel if you did a certain sequence? There's like this urban legend. If you like had the channel halfway or something.
Hold on. There was an old cable box where it slid. There was 30-something channels.
Right.
And you were able to
grandparents
slide
had
the
that.
slider. And I think there was another one where you push the buttons. But the one that you slid the slider, you put an antenna wire off the back. Like, you know what I'm saying, that flat wire with the brown. You've seen antenna wire, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you put a piece of foil on it, and you slid the foil on it, and you would get Cinemax. That's not necessarily dirty movies, but it was free.
It became Skinemax once in a while.
I think after dark, like not after dark, I guess like after midnight, because when I moved into my house, you get cable and they offer you the free movies, for a year. And I think I had HBO and maybe Cinemax, and I think there was something called Stars or Preview or something that had movies and stuff.
Prevue. Preview.
Yeah, it was
Stars used to be good. Like back in the day, they used to get decent movies, but
I think Stars was like older movies, and that's kind of what I liked. Like when cable TV was showing like the older movies and stuff. I've always enjoyed the older movies rather than like the newer movies. my mother would always be like, Anthony, you're watching another old movie, you know, because my mother, I guess, would want to be like, you know, current. You know, she would always look at things from like the 60s or 70s or 50s as like, oh, you know.
Wow, she really wanted to like watch new shit. Like,
I guess
she saw it all, probably. Or...
Maybe, yeah. She's like, well, you know, it's old, you know, like, you know, I don't know, maybe for whatever reason, but
I think it's
kind of drew my attention that I kind of liked older things.
All right, so with that being said, like, do you prefer a ridiculous, you know, kind of...
You like the Marx Brothers?
Oh, yeah. Did you go, like, Stooges and Marx Brothers and that old? Like, Duck Soup and... Who's that other weirdo guy with the glasses that was kind of like Charlie Chaplin, but it was like the American version of Charlie Chaplin, and he would get into the same weird situations, running around really fast. He had, like, glasses and a hat.
Isn't that Charlie Chaplin?
No, Charlie Chaplin had the Hitler mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Glasses and a hat.
I don't know. Anybody? Old movies? Anybody?
Stone Face?
I don't know. Anyway, what I was going to ask you is, are you more of a fan of, like, as far as horror movies go, do you prefer, like, the old drive-in movie theater, you know, where it's like a close-up of a lizard and then it's supposed to be a giant lizard kind of movies, or do you prefer, like, the 70s and 80s slashers?
I kind of prefer the close-up of the lizard.
Yeah.
I like the smaller, you know, I guess my preference would be the smaller studio ones, because the big studio ones are okay, but you could kind of tell that they're filmed like on a lot. Whereas the smaller studio ones, you could just see that they're filmed like an actual location in a town and stuff, like the extra shots and all that stuff. That's always just seems more interesting to me. You know.
They all seem formulaic, just from watching them over the years.
Well,
like,
yeah,
MST3K and hanging out with you.
It's comfort. It's comforting. You know what I mean? I don't need to be. You know,
but it's just like two teens, and then they're, you know, the hero guy, and then you know.
Yeah. You know, there's always the scene, like, well, if it's a little bit more of a exploitation type piece, you know, there's always the point where the guy's looking, you know, goes to this the strip bar and there's a girl dancing or something. You know, there's always those scenes in there.
Sure.
Or the you know. The brain that wouldn't die. And he's looking for the new body. He's looking for the new body for his, you know, his girlfriend's brain. You know.
Oh, right, okay.
You know, and he goes through all the, all the places.
But it's really funny if you think about it. Like by late 70s, early 80s, what was scary was a masked man murdering you.
Groucho Marx, Lindsay Decker. That's who probably you're talking about.
No. It wasn't Groucho Marx. It was just this dude.
Well,
he was white. And
Buster Keaton?
Buster Keaton, that's it.
Oh.
Didn't he have glasses? Like,
I don't think so.
He had glasses.
Buster Keaton was the old stone face. He never had any emotion, but like the whole world was falling apart around him, and he had to move.
Well, he did the thing where he'd stand still and a house would fall, and the window would fall perfectly around him.
Oh, that was that guy?
Yeah.
He did all his own stunts, that fucking crazy bastard.
Ran across trains and shit.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore. Tom Cruise does, to his little credit.
Does he?
He climbs fucking buildings in Dubai and shit. Yeah, he's kind of a nut.
He's out of his mind.
Harrison Ford, when he was younger, used to do his own stunts. But he, you know, as the old legend goes, he got tired one day when he was supposed to do this big fight scene with a big guy with a knife, and then they just ended it with him shooting him.
That's the best scene in Indiana Jones, where he's just like, fuck this guy. Boom. I have dysentery, I have to shit.
But apparently he didn't want to fight?
Yeah.
Harrison Ford had a cold. He had a cold, and he was filming, like, he filmed for like 8 hours.
Wow.
And Spielberg cut him a break, and he's like, why don't we just, and then I think as the legend goes, Harrison said, why don't I just shoot the guy?
That's,
and he was like, wait, that's great.
Lemonade out of lemons out of that one.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow, that's the genius of Spielberg. The things that don't work out like they planned are the best things.
That kind of brings me to my guilty pleasure movie.
Oh.
Which is the remake of Poltergeist.
Really?
Like I love the original Poltergeist.
I never saw it.
But they made a remake of Poltergeist with like Sam Rockwell.
No shit.
And I'll tell you, it's as a remake of Poltergeist is fucking stupid. Like, you don't remake Poltergeist.
Right.
But if they just took all the tropes of Poltergeist and made a ghost movie with the fucking doll, all that crap, you know, the clown.
Yeah.
And called it something else, I would think that movie was fucking great. Like, Sam Rockwell does a great job in it. The same thing with the Amityville Horror remake too. I'll give that. That's another guilty pleasure because it's like another movie that I feel like you should never touch. Fucking Ryan Reynolds is the scariest motherfucker ever in that.
Get out!
And I love the old school movies. Piranha. That's another one.
Nice.
That's on Netflix now if you want to check it out. I saw it in 3D and it was even crazier in 3D.
Last movie I saw Ving Rhames in.
He's in the sequel too.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought he died.
Piranha the sequel?
There's Piranha 3 Double D.
Wow.
3 Double D?
Yeah, because it was Piranha in 3D was the first
What
one.
kind of piranhas are these?
It's not the piranhas. It's the bait. The Piranha remake is hilarious because it's got Jerry O'Connell from like Sliders. Remember that show?
That was a good show for a while.
And Joe's Apartment, I think, was like his movie.
Also, yeah, fun. That was fun.
Okay.
I can't really think of too much other shit Jerry O'Connell was in.
It takes place in a lake in Phoenix. Okay, and then I guess, you know, what's his name was fishing and he disturbed something.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah, I got
Don't forget his name.
Dreyfuss was fishing with dynamite, right? And that's right. He blew open this rock below, and some prehistoric things got out that
And Christopher Lloyd is like, this fish died 8 million years ago. He's freaking out.
But then at the end of the first one, it's like, those are the babies! And all of a sudden this giant fish comes out. And I didn't realize the sequels came out. I thought they abandoned
The sequel came out, and boy, is it absurd, but fucking... It's of all the remakes...
Cracktastic?
It is fucking hilarious.
It is like
it's a comedy.
Porn. It's gore porn.
It's not a horror movie. For as much as people are getting ripped apart, it's like all people that you want to see get ripped apart most of the time.
Okay.
And B, it's done in such a fucking insane balls out way that like it just shows like a whole school of fishes.
Are the special
around a
effects
person.
better than the actual 70s early first one?
They're CG, but they're not terrible. Like
they're pretty terrifying. They move quick.
Yeah, they did a
because
good
those
job.
originals, the original ones.
The original ones, wasn't it more like a grinding sound? Like
It's supposed to be, I think, the teeth like clicking together.
Yeah. It was kind of terrifying.
There's this one scene in the remake where they got people out of the lake and they're pulling the survivors out, and these two guys are holding this girl. And they're holding an end of her, and all of a sudden she just falls apart in the middle, and all her entrails just come out right onto the beach. And you're like, and it was just supposed to be a scene of, wow, these people got effed up, and then blah.
Wow.
And it was crazy. But I thought Ving Rhames died because he was trying to kill a bunch of them with a motorboat, but I thought they killed him.
You would think so, but they bring him back as a cripple in the sequel.
Thanks, Gilbert.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anytime I say something horrible, I say it is Gilbert Gottfried.
It softens the blow, really.
It does, yeah.
I'm sorry, Jim, you have AIDS.
Please don't sit next to me, Jim. I don't want to catch whatever you have.
It's very similar to the Richard Dreyfuss. I'm sorry.
You know, we shared it.
I was in Jaws. Please don't sit next to me, Jim. I was in Mr. Holland's Opus.
Really?
That one's kind of a
What did it feel
pleasure.
like?
Mr. Holland's Opus?
That's actually a pretty good movie.
The Dreyfus is like more like complaining or whiny, I feel.
What about Bob? What about me? I'm Dr. Leo Marvin.
Did you get into the Stakeout movies? I never got into the Stakeout.
Oh yeah, those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Him and Estevez.
Emilio.
Yeah, they're not.
He had a string of shit. Like Down and Out in Beverly Hills was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And What About Bob was not very good.
What About Bob is fucking awesome.
I like that too. I think it's entertaining.
I think I see that in the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
I just bury my head in the pillow the whole time. It's just embarrassing. I can't watch. Like, if something's embarrassing, if something's scary or fucked up, I'll look at it. But if it's like, if somebody's being an asshole or doing something embarrassing, like me talking right now, like I just bury my head.
Yeah. I have two guilty pleasures. The first one is Tremors. I think the original Tremors was a fun
guilty about with the original Tremors.
And the second one
Tremors 7 should be a guilty pleasure.
Kevin Bacon, Michael Kennedy. Kevin Bacon bailed out of that ship real quick, right? He didn't even do 2, right? For
Kevin
Tremors?
Bacon, no, he wasn't in 2. Fred Ward was in 2, along with the my boy, what's his name? I met him.
Well, Michael Gross was
Michael
on.
Gross. Yeah, I hung out with Michael Gross. He's cool as shit.
Yeah?
Yeah, I took a picture with him. We were bullshitting.
Nice.
I was like, yo, you gonna do Tremors 7? He was like, yeah, bro. And then we sucked each other's dicks.
Nice.
No, I didn't suck Michael Gross's dick. That would be gross. But,
Yes, you would.
nah, like,
It would be a great story.
It would.
he's like the continuing factor in all the Tremors movies. Michael Gross is in, like, all of them. But Kevin Bacon wanted to come back and do a series, and they shot a pilot for Sci-Fi and then didn't air it.
No shit.
So, what's your other guilty pleasure?
The Leprechaun movies.
Oh, the newest one is awesome.
That one I
I've
didn't
seen the
see.
space one. I've seen the hood one, but I've never seen the space one.
I love the scene where he gets pulled over by the cop. And he's in the little car. That's just hilarious to me.
They made a new one that's in the continuity. It's a sequel, a direct sequel to the first one.
Really?
Yeah. And the guy, the Francis from Pee-wee's Playhouse, Pee-wee's
yeah.
Big Adventures
Yep.
in it. Again, like he was in the original.
Francis.
He was in Heathers too. That team.
Oh, that's right. He was.
He was he the I Love My Dead Gay Son or no?
And he played
No,
John
he was the
Wayne
preacher.
Gacy. He's the only person that, like, he played John Wayne Gacy in the movie, and it's like, if I were going to cast somebody, that is your guy.
Fucking A, man.
Yeah, it's awesome, the new Leprechaun.
Did you have a guilty pleasure movie that you're embarrassed about? Or-
I don't know if I'm really embarrassed.
Miss
By it.
Congeniality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Personally, I'm not embarrassed about the Yaya Sisterhood thing. I just usually don't advertise it.
No, I'm embarrassed about liking the Poltergeist remake, because they never should have made it, but I do enjoy it for what it is. As just
I
a
gotta
movie
see it
about a
now.
haunted house and shit.
Why do we remake everything?
Yeah, really.
Because
It's all about properties and being able to tell your investors, yes, we can have a
think
return.
about how many
Yeah.
how many movies they tried to make that didn't make it into a franchise. Like, they make so much shit that it was just unfranchisable. Then occasionally one comes out, like Saw, that like took off huge, and they made like 8 of them.
But it's just like they should have stopped at the first one, because the first one was great.
One was fucking great, and if they stopped there, that would be a movie I think that we look at like how we look at Psycho. Like, that movie fucking had that twist at the end, and it really fucked with you. Like, as the viewer, it's like,
Sure.
wow, it didn't need a sequel. Like, it was cool they made all these fucking stupid devices to mangle people, all about that, but it became... Even Psycho, too. I mean, they made 3 sequels to Psycho. The second one is actually pretty good with Meg Tilly. The third one with Jeff Fahey is fucking atrocious. And then they made a made-for-TV one. But it's like the original Psycho still stands out because they made the sequels like 20 years later.
Right. Yeah.
With Saw, it was like, oh, this movie did really good. Like, call Danny Glover, we're fucking making another one. And they had that shit out the next Halloween.
Oh, yeah.
It becomes a machine. It's not... That's what everything is. It's like a money-making machine. They brought back Halloween. Now they're going to bring back... I know they're going to do one more Nightmare on Elm Street with Robert Englund and the girl that played Nancy. Like, you know that's going to come.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Because it's
And
like...
will it be a sequel to the first one?
Yeah, it's going to be a sequel to probably Halloween, to Nightmare on Elm Street 3. I don't know. Maybe they'll retcon all of them. They already did that with New Nightmare, even. I don't know if you
Well,
remember
New Nightmare said it was a movie, but they stopped talking about Freddy, so he came to life. So once they started talking about him, he died. That's why I like New Nightmare.
Yeah, it was
more about it was like urban legend and the idea of evil and.
I felt like New Nightmare was kind of like a spin-off. It was not exactly the same thing. It was kind of like a reinterpretation, and I thought that was kind of cool about it.
But it could have been like its own self-contained.
I like that they brought him into the real world. Like, he plays himself. He shows up as Freddy on the show, like the old school, 90s Freddy. And then, like, when he's in the dream world, he's like this fucking, like, demon and, that, darker with the trench coat and stuff. It was like a more, like, I guess grounded.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word. Like, dang, I don't know. I thought it was cool. I always liked New Nightmare. People shit on it. But, like, I always thought that was, like, a worthy entry into the series, I guess.
It's much better than Freddy. Freddy's Dead was probably the worst of the bunch.
Freddy's Dead's a guilty pleasure for me.
That was the one with Roseanne and Tom Arnold, right?
Yeah, and they just happened to have a room full of weapons in the basement of the the juvenile facility. It's like, well, at least we can arm ourselves, and like they have like brass knuckles with like spikes coming out of them, and like a fucking mace.
Oh
like
my god.
A chain on a stick with a big spiked ball at the end. Like they have all these ridiculous, like, who fucking gang member is walking around with medieval weapons? Like, it's out of control. The shit they have dynamite. They blow them up. Like, it's fucking nuts, the crap that these kids smuggle in. These are the coolest kids ever.
While we're on the subject, well, we've talked about it off air, but what did you think ultimately of Freddy vs. Jason?
I love Freddy vs. Jason.
I don't know. I saw it and I owned it. I loved it. I think they need to make more of that.
They need to make another one.
Yes.
More people fighting. I want to see like Pinhead
Chucky versus the Leprechaun.
Chucky versus Leprechaun. That would be funny as hell.
Right.
But like Pinhead fighting Jason or
Leatherface
or Michael
they
Myers.
They were gonna do Hellraiser versus Halloween and do Michael Myers fighting the Cenobites, but it's like, on the same token, you could set up Freddy and Jason. The hockey mask gets pulled down by the glove. Okay, it's like a cool thing they throw into a movie.
Yeah.
How the fuck do you set up Halloween like? What is Laurie Strode walking in with a box and is solving it, and then chains come out of the wall? Like,
well, the fact that they're connected to hell and he's evil, you know, there's your time.
It's easy enough.
But there's no reason for them to fight. You would think they would just take Michael Myers and make him a really cool ass Cenobite. Like,
or maybe Michael doesn't want to go.
Well, that's true. Maybe we'll see that movie soon.
It's a movie. Anything can happen.
That's
you know.
That's true.
No, I always
make sense out of it.
That's why I always love the old Universal movies. You got like Frankenstein versus the Wolfman, or whatever. Like Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, I think, is one of the greatest single horror movies of all time.
Yeah. Agreed.
It's just like it's all the tropes of those old movies, but it's a comedy, and I always want to see that now. Like I would love to see like Seth Rogen and like the guys from Shit Now in a movie with like Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers. Like,
see, I would do it with Peg and Frost. Maybe they're too old now, but
they're British. That's like
it would be funny because they're British in that situation. They're
if I was
funny.
gonna pick a British guy, I would pick what's his name, Gervais.
He's too
funny.
much.
I like him.
I don't know. That guy loves the smell of his own farts.
Well, yeah, that's true too. But
ooh, it's almost bedtime, guys.
It's bedtime.
Wow, are we at the end?
We're over.
Holy
but
crap.
Guys, thank you for sticking around. I think we're gonna get out of here.
Quick asshole of the week? Or should we go?
Yeah, do it.
Alright, my asshole of the week is the Kate Pearson character from This Is Us, who sold her husband's she sold her husband's Star Wars figure collection for $10
okay,
and then cried about it.
It's okay.
I know we're supposed to like her because she's the fat one and we're supposed to feel sorry for her, but like she's a whiny, self-absorbed asshole and the worst character on the show. And fucking wham, my dad died. Wham, fat. Like, just
Did this
fucking
happen
shut
in
up.
real life?
I am fat, and my
Is this
dad
on the
died.
show?
And I'm not as whiny as you. So the writers of This Is Us, you need to make that character less whiny.
I'm sorry.
That is my piece. You guys got an asshole of the week, or am I the asshole? Of the week?
I'm kind of confused, Jim. Were you bitching about the character on the show, or the actual person? Did the actual person in real life actually?
No, I'm bitching about a fictional character because I usually pick real life politicians and stuff.
Oh, okay. So
I
on a
wanted
TV
to-
show, she sold the action figures.
Yes,
$10.
$10 for the original 12. And I would have fucking divorced her. I would have said, "You fat bitch, I'm out of here. Fuck you."
Does that include Han Solo?
Han Solo.
Ham Solo. Ham Solo, Jim. Ham Solo.
No, it's not ham.
Is Boba Fart in there?
Boba Fart.
C-3PO?
Yeah.
R2-D2?
Bro.
Anyway,
Darth Guy Porker?
the thing was, the show fucked up. They said it was the original 12, but the Han Solo had
Oh no, Darth Invader.
the oversized head, not the small head. The
Fuck you,
oversized head
This
was
Is
a
Us.
remake.
You don't fuck with Star Wars toys.
So and you know, I don't know.
So you mean like the tall action figure?
No. Like
They re-released Han Solo. Kenner didn't really give a shit with their
Han
sculpting.
Solo?
And Han, not Ham.
Ham Solo.
Hands Solo.
Hand
Christian Anderson Solo.
Hey Chewie, you want a hand job?
Hand shot his load first. Ew.
Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, so fuck Kate Pearson. I know a lot of girls listening watch that show. Fuck Kate Pearson. Hashtag fuck Kate Pearson.
Nice. I think we should share that hashtag.
All right. Are we out? Are you
Who's
guys
your
going?
asshole of the week?
Yeah, do you have an asshole of the week? Is there somebody in particular? Somebody on your round?
Is it Kate with a C or a K?
I don't know.
I think it's... I don't know. It's Pearson spelled different than the Pearson the singer. I don't know. Allie told me the other day how it works, but
I don't know.
Kate Pearson the singer, she was in the B-52s.
Oh!
Did you play the record like at every party to show how cool you are? Hey, look guys, I'm hip. I'm into the new wave.
Who's your asshole of the week? Is it Jim?
Should be out.
Yeah, when he said I thought Pearson was like, Cher or Madonna.
I was
He said
thinking
Pearson. I was like, who the hell is Pearson?
Jeff Pearson, which is the fake Robert Stack. He's like the dad on what was it? That show with the talking bunny.
Oh yeah.
And he has the same voice as Robert Stack.
Yeah.
Unsolved Mysteries.
Is that the one where Bobcat Goldthwait played the bunny or whatever? Yeah, I know that show, but I can't think of the name of it.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Unhappily
Was it
Ever-
Jeff the Bunny?
Yes.
Wait, no. Wait.
Unhappily
You're thinking of
Ever
Jeff the
After.
Bunny with Seth Green.
Yeah, that was a show, right? That was a show.
Anybody else got an asshole of the week?
Yeah, I said before it was the guy who had his blinker on in the middle lane and fucking cut me off. Fuck you. That's
Got one? Is it Jim? You gotta pick somebody.
Yeah, it's Jim. It's Jim for not plugging the show.
I did plug the show at the beginning.
Oh, we'll plug it again. Just kidding.
Atomic Disasters, the 8th with Even Eden, starring Zach on the bass. And this old man may play the guitar if he feels like it.
Be there.
We're out, guys. We love you.
Lights.
Thanks for sticking around.
Love y'all.
Be good, y'all. Be good. Don't be bad. Be good.
Be good to yourself.
We hope you enjoyed our presentation of Cult of Contempt podcast. If you have any questions or comments, or want to hear your band on the show, just write us at cultofcontemptpodcast@gmail.com. If you'd like to see back episodes of the show, youtube.com/Plan10 Studios, cultofcontempt.org, or right here on Facebook, Cult of Contempt Network. Even check us out on Instagram at Cult of Contempt Podcast. You want to reach Paul? It's at Paul Mauld on Twitter and Instagram, and Paul of the Living Dead on Facebook.com. Phil Perry, the writer, on Instagram, and his Facebook fan page at Phil Perry, the writer. I'm Jim Cook at Jim Cook on Facebook, or Jim Cook Voice Actor on Facebook. You want to get a hold of me directly, jcookvoice@yahoo.com. On behalf of Paul and Phil, I want to thank you for listening. We'll see you next week at 8:15. I'm Jim Cook. Transmission out. Stand by for contact.